This is Optimal Startup Daily, episode 77. You're probably underusing your content. Here's what to do instead, by Erin Blaskie of erinblaskie.com. And I'm Dan. Welcome to another edition of Optimal Startup Daily, where I read to you from some of the very best blogs on entrepreneurship. And if you have any ideas for topics for future shows, please share those ideas with us. You can come by oldpodcast.com to chime in about that. That's oldpodcast.com. And now, I'm sure you know how the cryptocurrency world can be confusing, but crypto assets could be the best opportunity to build generational wealth since the discovery of oil. Bitcoin has been one of the best performing assets of 2020. So how do you get involved? Check out BitTrust IRA, a great way to diversify your portfolio with new, innovative investments. BitTrust IRA helps you add cryptocurrency to your portfolio both seamlessly and securely. And it's super secure. BitTrust IRA stores your private keys in nuclear bunkers with military-grade encryption. It's easy to use. They have a 24/7 trading platform with no minimum investments and unlimited trades, plus a team to help guide you along the way if you have any questions, and with the lowest trading fees in the industry. Go to bittrustira.com/OSD today to learn more, and for a limited time, BitTrust IRA is waiving the sign-up fee for OSD listeners, a $50 value. That's bittrustira.com/OSD, bittrustira.com/OSD, and I have that linked in this episode's description. For now, let's get right to today's post as we optimize your life. You're probably underusing your content. Here's what to do instead, by Erin Blaskie of erinblaskie.com. Some of my favorite moments from when I ran my own digital marketing consulting company were chatting through my clients' digital strategies and planning out what we hoped to achieve in the following month. These conversations got me amped up and ready to hit the ground running. One of the pieces that I focused on with many of my clients was creating and repurposing content for blogs and social channels. It was surprising just how many businesses create something once, send it out on social a few times, perhaps drop an email to their list about it, but soon that piece of content, be it blog post, ebook, etc., is left to gather dust on the digital shelf. If you're guilty of doing this too, I have a few solutions for you. 1. Use and reuse a repurpose strategy. If you've been in business for any length of time and have been writing blog posts, Facebook status updates, recording video or audio, and writing and producing information products, chances are high that you are sitting on a content goldmine. The sad reality is that most people underuse their content immensely. They spend all of their time and money when investing in support on creating new, but they forget that their old stuff is just as great and hasn't been seen by the majority of people. When working with my clients, I helped them leverage the content they had so that they could maximize their efforts and spend as little as possible on content creation and sharing. There's a mind map in this post that outlines some of the things that I did with clients when working with their content. The truth is, it's just a small fraction of how you can reuse content, but when you realize the potential that exists in the content you already have, I promise you that you won't go back to creating an enormous amount of new content all the time. Plus, if you've struggled with what to put on social media, this will help you populate your accounts there too. 2. Create a social media content database. Speaking of social media, many of my clients begin their work with me with empty social accounts. When I ask why that is, the response is often, I just don't have enough time to create that much content. Most of the clients I worked with believed that every network, every content location, like blogs, newsletters, YouTube, etc., needs fresh content all the time. While creating new content is something you want to work into your weekly plan, leveraging what you've got can also be part of that, and it can fill in the gaps when you just don't have time to write something new. What we did for our clients, and something you can easily do for yourself, is set up a social media content database. Usually this is a Google Doc, and we pull social media updates from all existing content and add it to the Google Doc, sorted into helpful categories. Then, when we're ready to populate the social channels, we use a tool like Hootsuite to copy and paste the content into. It works wonders to fill in the gaps when needed. The best part about this is that social media moves really fast. If you run through your entire database and it takes 3 to 6 months to use up all the content, It's not a big deal to start over again, as people likely didn't see it the first time, and if they did, it's been quite some time and they probably won't remember it. 3. Leverage the from the archives strategy. Further to what we were discussing in the first 2 tips, leverage the from the archives strategy to keep your social media networks populated. Your audience doesn't expect you to keep them on the edge of their seat all the time with fresh new content. They just want to see your material in whatever format you've got it in. When I worked with Danielle Laporte, one of the things we did weekly was pull a From the Archives post to highlight an older post that was still relevant and juicy. This allowed our new audience members to see the old content, even if they missed it, and longtime audience members a chance to go over it again. Old content often holds new lessons for people, so don't be afraid to reuse it. The best way to freshen up old content is to create a new graphic for it using a tool like Canva. This will allow you to put a new look on it and catch your audience's attention in a unique way. To close out, don't be afraid to reuse and repurpose your old content. It's there, you've done the work for it already, and you should leverage it to see the most reward. You just listened to the post titled, "You're Probably Underusing Your Content. Here's What to Do Instead," by Erin Blaskie of erinblaskie.com. And thank you to Gusto. Instead of reading a script about Gusto's payroll and benefits, we wanted to tell you what small business owners say, the people who use Gusto every day. Here's what one business says. "With Gusto, I think of payroll as a 30-second job. The website is so friendly and a joy to use." Friendly payroll? You don't hear that every day. Amy from Utah says, "I love Gusto so much. They do our medical, dental, vision, and life insurance. It's so painless, it's like going to the spa, and we have great options and rates even though we're a super small team." Health insurance, like going to the spa? Wow. And here's what Amneed says about Gusto's support team. "Whenever something comes up, I reach out and literally 24 hours later, they tell us what to do or assure us they've already handled it for us." Smart technology and friendly humans? That's cool. Honestly, the list goes on. And right now, our listeners get 3 months free when they go to gusto.com/OSD. Yep, 3 months of payroll, benefits admin, and more. Totally free. Again, that's gusto.com/OSD. gusto.com/OSD. And I want to give a big thanks to Erin for letting us share her work today. She is leading marketing at Fellow.app. That's a productivity tool for managers. And she curates productivity content on Dig's productivity namespace as well. For the past 20 years, she's been invited to speak on stages around the world, including TEDx, and now more recently, virtual conferences. She covers marketing, community, and remote work. You can also check out her book, Destiny, a love story about a video game, marketing, and storytelling. And she loves video games. She became obsessed with them once she got her hands on a Commodore 64. So come by erinblaskie.com for a lot more, and I have that linked in this episode's description. And thanks again to Erin for letting us share her work. I think that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for being a subscriber to the show, and have a great rest of your day. I will see you back here tomorrow, and I'll have a post from Shalene Johnson for you. So I'll see you there. That's where your optimal life awaits.